But they have a speech. I want a speech too.
Okay, I got this speech from a friend. Every single waking practice hour has led up to this moment.
There's simply no tower to fall back to. A double pounce from Jankos. One more little tag from a javelin, and that's first blood to the first blood king.
I go Graves. Graves.
I'm bro.
Graves no stun, Graves no stun, no flash. This side no flash. I can still loot, I still can push. I still can push. This side no flash, I start from you, I start from you. Keep going. Nice.
Dazzle comes out, Kikis throws a knob, and nobody is stunned. Reckless follows Kikis to the graveyard, and H2K have got themselves 3. There's no damage. H2K wipe Fnatic and turn their sights on the base. H2K are one Nexus away from a showdown in Krakow.
Welcome back to this best of 5 quarterfinal here between H2K and Fnatic. I'm still joined by Mithy and Sven. We're going into the last game. Is Fnatic gonna take it back, guys? And can you guys log into the lobby?
Oh shit. To answer your question, I don't think so. Even though there was hope in both those games, it doesn't look like it.
There was hope.
There was hope for a moment, and
For
then
5
it's like
minutes. 10.
I mean, that's
no,
enough
10, 15 minutes. They had like towers in both bot and mid and top, and then they just screwed up too much and gave away all their advantage. And they were playing too hasty, I think.
The
Like,
dive in the
maybe
dive on the Taric ulti tower, tier 2 tower. That was the
this is
breaking point.
not even like being greedy or hasty. It's just being bad. You know, like this dive never works.
I mean, I hope Fnatic is able to pick it up. They picked it up from game 1. They got a better draft. Now game 2, obviously it wasn't the draft that was the main problem, but maybe they pick it up again and give us at least a good game 3.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
I think both games were fine so far. Like the second game, I think Fnatic actually adapted a bit. Got the Gnar for Kikis, and he was obviously open this time.
Yeah.
And he got into the gangplank. He was pressuring really hard.
They
First
dodged the
CS.
trap here. The Italy trap set in champ select, as you pointed out too.
Yeah.
But by going for Gnar, they're purple side right now. I think H2K had side selection at this point.
I think the loser chooses
Isn't
side
it
selection
the
next
loser
game.
that
No,
chooses?
it's not by loser.
No?
It's by seed. So it's dynamic side selection right now.
Amigo.
Amigo,
I learned
yes.
something. I
Yep.
learned something today.
Might be important, you know, for teams that hypothetically play playoffs next weekend. You know.
I actually thought it was the loser that
No,
chooses.
no, no.
You know?
It's based on 1, 3, and 5. Get
Doesn't
side
matter what side
selection.
we are.
2 and 4.
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
let's see here.
Yeah, doesn't matter for G2.
We're
Esports.
coming hot.
That music. Can
Yeah,
you feel
it's
it?
intense here, you know.
Castle and Pan is seeing more and more often on red and blue side actually, because it's a good last pick against some matchups. It's a good counter pick to Vladimir, for example. So last game.
Needs a counter pick.
What?
Definitely needs a counter pick to Vladimir.
Yes.
Maybe a counter ban.
Must be really OP if you can counter Vladimir. So I don't think you'll see a ban on Lucian this game, like we did in the first game by Fnatic on red side.
No.
First game they first
I
picked
read
Echo,
it,
right? Yeah, H2K first picked Echo. I don't
correct.
have it written anywhere. Yeah.
I think the Irelia ban hints that they want to pick Gnar or Irelia.
Nar or Echo.
Gnar Echo, yeah. So
Yeah,
at
They,
least
they,
get
want,
one
they
strong
want to first
pick.
pick Gnar, and if they
Yeah,
ban
sorry.
Gnar, they'll probably go first pick Echo. That's probably their plan.
And if Fnatic bans one of them, they will pick the other, and if they ban both of them,
Is it worth banning Taric here against Vander? He's got a really good performance.
I think he
G2.
played good on Taric, but I don't think he was the reason that Fnatic lost these games
I think
at
Fnatic
all.
could consider picking the Kencho maybe. Unleash the Kench.
On bench the Kench, you mean?
And bench the Kench, yeah.
Come
You
on, bro.
get corrected in your
Are
news here.
there no more? There are more
I mean,
memes.
yeah,
Unload the Toad.
Unload the Toad, you know. Unhog the Frog or something. You know?
Yeah.
Unclog, I think, no?
Unclog the Frog.
Gnar banned by HK, so they want to first pick something else than Echo and Gnar. I don't
the
know
hell?
what that was gonna be. Maybe they lease. Oh,
What?
Sucks.
So what are they? Seaver? Seaver first pick?
Forgiven. Sivir first pick
No,
Gragas first pick?
Trundle?
in 2016.
Tom? The Kencho?
I would just get the Gragas first pick, no? Aggro jungler.
I don't think Jankos and Spirit.
No, Nidalee.
Please, no Gragas. Please, no Gragas.
Nidalee. He's saying right now, he's hands up. Nidalee.
He's
Give me
like,
the
I
Nidalee.
will take him with
Hurrah.
Lee Sin. I will do the job.
Coach, please. What?
That's tribute. That's tribute to old school. The Maokai first pick.
And Ramos.
Is he making
I like-
fun of Kikis?
I like tanks.
Tongue players.
Yeah.
If you were a top laner, would you be a tongue player?
No. Just because I like them on my team doesn't mean I will play them. I'm the guy who picks Yasuo and I will go 0-6, but
But though you have one good game though.
once in a while there
And
will
then
be
it's
one
worth-
game where I carry and have my montage ready.
Montage,
but, but
Oh. Nah, but I
oh
still
my
think
shed is open. What?
I still think it's fine for Fnatic.
Well, what's an
yeah.
answer here into Shen?
Sivir and
Just
whatever you want.
I
You can You can go for a jungler if you want to secure something. Like in the Nidalee, there's two jungle bans this game, so maybe you want to secure Gragas with Sivir or just Sivir Nidalee. I think here you can pick Sivir Gangplank if you don't want to show anything, because
But we see so much
they will go
Sivir here.
Gangplank.
But recently, like, I at least was led to believe, and many viewers, that Ashe was such a good early rotation.
Ashe is very good, I think, but if you pick Ashe now or later in Fnatic's draft, H2K will pick up something like the Hecarim, and then they have Shen, Hecarim, they own a Vladimir, Taric, and Sivir, and then you can have
Actually, that's gonna be the case right now. I think right now they're gonna just pick Vladimir, Hecarim, Taric, something, and they're just gonna go
play a
full bulldozer, as Sven says.
One rule is that Ashe and Jhin and these champs, Caitlyn, don't break against bulldozers. Against bulldozers, you pick Tristana, Lucian, maybe Ezreal for Reckless. He likes that champ a lot. Sivir is good too. I don't like Sivir and Nidalee pick again. I think it's bad champ overall. Sometimes it's good sometimes if you have a pressure game, but
I can't wait for all this false information to be wrong and then trick insta-locks Nidalee first pick.
You can never know. Here, I think H2K can pick something like...
I think if you're a good Nidalee, you can make it work and be really annoying though. So there's that.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you play it really smoothly and you pressure lanes, it can be good. And we also saw results of this in the first game. They had pressure going for them.
Yeah, really good invade.
Yeah, exactly. They messed it up. So
it's nice for teams that play around bot, because you can just go there and lane with like try lane bot and pressure the lane really hard.
The 2vx, as we call it.
Yeah.
Or
so
the 2v3.
I always appreciate some Nidalees in my lane.
What is the required response to a 2v3? Is it to call your own jungler or to open all chat?
Well, bro, come on, all chat. Seriously, let me 2v3.
I love all chat.
Here, I would be first to see Sivir.
Yeah. It's bulldozer comp. It's
that time of the year.
I can already feel the Taric. Vander is already. Vander already has Taric in his champion select. Yeah, in his search box, he already has Taric, and he's already like clicking, you know, to lock in.
Is it smart to pick away the Taric?
Yes and no.
That's probably something I would consider, but it's like Taric is bad against
I mean,
Sivir.
I asked if it was smart.
Oh yeah.
Sucks. I think that Fnatic should have picked Sivir, not Nidalee. It was it was
but
Sivir Nidalee or Sivir Gangplank.
That's the pissing contest I wanted to
for
talk
third game in a row.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, the second game H2K
Guys
won
drink a
with
lot
Nidalee.
of water.
I mean, they kind of do. So H2K on the second game picked Nidalee, and now they forced Fnatic or Spirit to basically say, no, I want Nidalee this game. So it kind of worked out for H2K, even though Nidalee was not the best pick for H2K in the last game.
If Fnatic picks like a kind of a comp like das, as he hovered, then it's fine, you know, because it's equally cutting back. But if you have Nidalee in a comp that goes in, Cassiopeia, okay.
This is good, I think. Cassiopeia is good against all.
It's a good lane into Vladimir too.
Yeah, and good against all these champs that run at you. I think now Braum is actually not a bad pick.
I think if H2K goes something like Hecarim or Gragas with a Taric now, their comp is slightly better. And by slightly, I mean it's free win. But I shouldn't say that. I just think that the comp H2K has right now can be built with so many champs, Hecarim or Gragas, Taric or something else, mid support. Toronto is bad because there's no tanks on Fnatic side, but just a Braum or whatever goes in is good right now.
Any like range expansion.
Even a Karma to be a cheerleader, you know, is good. Speed up and come on guys, let's go guys, you know.
Go.
But I think there's gonna be a Taric and Gragas or Hecarim. You can choose yourself.
I'm a really big fan of any ghost champion with Shen plus Taric. For me, feels absolutely like broken to me.
Hekarimovic, as predicted.
Yeah, there you go.
They're actually not predicting it, by the way, guys. They're still cheating on their screens.
No, I called it before.
Yeah. Sven did, but Mitty was like Hekarimovic as it gets locked into his client.
And here, I think Trundle is a good pick for Fnatic. It's good in lane. It's I think this lane for Fnatic is to go for Trundle. It's actually like a pretty good matchup. At level 6, it can be really dangerous.
If you pillar behind Sivir, you have almost
the thing is Sivir has no dashes. So if you pillar him in a position where he gets stuck into the wall, or like at least has to walk around the pillar, not just like next to it, then you can really mess him up, you know, and Lucian can win trades against Sivir, especially after the first base on the Swear Dirk
they need
and the cooling.
They need a champ to kite back right now. They need like an extreme kite back champ. And
why don't you like this, Mitty?
Good looking.
Shen, no, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think Trundle is good because he can't really stop half of their champions from walking into
So you're
their
thinking
team.
out of lane? Sven's thinking more in lane.
I mean, I think Trundle is also good against Shen because he's a tank. You can stop the stats of Shen.
Yeah, you can stop the stats of Shen, but you can't, like, you want to kill Hecarim, not Shen, and you can, like, Shen's shield on Hecarim kind of doesn't make the Trundle ult worth it, plus the W of Shen makes Trundle not so useful. I don't know, and I also think that... What would I pick? I mean, the draft is already pretty doomed, but But I would probably go for maybe a
Bard? Yeah.
Nah, Bard is bad. Braum is
Bard is really the...
I know. I'm actually
Maybe
just for
Braum?
people that don't get the sarcasm. Bard is really bad.
I would go Braum. I would go Braum and hope for the best. Maybe like have a good team tag, because Braum and Nidalee work very well together. And if you get rolled over, it sucks. But if you don't get completely rolled over, you are able to kite back and be fine in a long trade with their team comp. But so I would probably go for Braum. But Trundle is.
In terms of pairings, now you have Trundle combined with Hecarim as like jungle support duo. Trundle with Nidalee as opposed to Hecarim Taric.
It's awful. Can't do anything.
Which is out.
Yeah, it's just horrible. You can't do anything. You can't catch anyone because even though you slow them with the pillar,
you still have a mouse.
Yeah. I mean, it's not about that. It's just the fact that you can't really get the stun off, which is kind of what enables Spirit to get the good damage off or the catch off, where some more people can come and like follow up on that catch. So I would have gone for a Braum, I would say.
Okay.
Or maybe Braum.
But we can't go back in time. We're stuck here with the Trundle.
Yeah, that sucks for them.
And we do have a boss.
And we have a small pause here.
Remake.
There's a client issue with Odawamne. It's not an audio issue, guys.
Guys, we outdrafted. Can we remake?
That happens in scrims to us a lot.
1-0 to Prolly and
Joey,
0 points to Nico.
Yep.
Scrim, does it actually go through the remake?
Yeah. Once in a while, we play against Splice. Draft is totally FF, so we just press the quit button and we say Yamato 1, Joey 0. Can we just remake the draft? It's over already, so let's just draft again and have a real game. You know, it happens once in a while, but I think the draft is not in favor of Fnatic, but it's not like they can't win this game.
I mean, so let's talk about like typical caster. We will go over like win conditions, you know?
Okay.
Let's talk some win conditions. Win conditions for Fnatic.
They need to survive the H2K engage, which is very hard.
But it's late game, right?
No, even in skirmishes in the mid game, they need to survive their like this is in team fights.
The initial bulldozer.
The initial engage, and if Cassio and Lucian are able to survive, even if the rest dies, they can 2 versus 5 the team.
Is it good to assume that like they play for lane win on bot? Like Trundle Lucian needs to like beat Silver Taric really hard, join with Nidalee, and then like GP ult and dive? Is that like the gameplay?
One thing is that Hecarim is not the strongest early game champ, whereas Nidalee is really good at pressuring him, walking into the jungle, being annoying and stuff. So it could be a thing. But also another thing is to keep note is that H2K is an ult team. Like the ultimates are really valuable, whereas the rest of the ults on the outside is not as important for team fighting. If there's no Taric ult, no Sivir ult, Vladimir ult, Hecarim ult, Shen ult, all the ults basically, then there's no engage. Like there's no more stuff to fire at the enemy team, you know. So once the initial burst is done and the initial engage is over, there's actually a good fight coming on with the DPS of Cassiopeia and Gangplank. So
one thing I'd like to point out though is that Fnatic, even though they're outpicked, they have a good 6.15 comp, which means that every single one of their lanes is a winning matchup, and on top of that they have a Nidalee jungle. So they have.
So are they all drafted then?
They have a worse comp for sure. If they're not able to get an advantage, but they should be able to get an advantage with the draft they have, and if they can snowball. If they don't make any mistakes during their snowball, they will be able to close out the game, even though they have a worse team comp in the mid to late game.
Yep.
So there's that going for them. Maybe they can pull through and make it worth.
So it's win lane, win game for Fnatic, and for H2K it's kind of look to group up and utilize like their team comp.
So
definitely.
We just saw Fnatic put a ward at the H2K blue buff, so they can see Jankos Odama starting here. I do believe they can see them starting on that blood buff, but I'm not sure.
There's some pings coming out, I think. So
yeah, I think they saw it. So
they'll see him go for Grump afterwards, I imagine.
That means Spirit has the information where Jankos started, whereas Jankos does not have the information where Spirit started, I believe. So Spirit has the opportunity to go for some cheesy plays, but Jankos is going flip for the Wolves into his red buff, I guess. Yeah,
that's like the new route I heard from Hecarim, where he doesn't drop low in HP and he actually can go bot level at 250.
So he's going for camps mainly that are AoE based.
Anyway, we should talk about bot lane, no?
Yeah, this is bot lane stream only.
So here we just see Vandra misses his...
double camp?
Oh, sorry, Vandra misses his stun here.
Oh, and Yellow Star.
Nice dash by... I was looking at
we
the
have Prophet here, Prophet Niels, you know.
Okay, so... Vandra is done, he gets punched a bit, Yellow Star has the grasp this time around, good by him I think.
Yeah,
Antron is very good I think.
He also managed to proc the grasp and dodge the stun, so that was a good trade for him. Now they have pressure in the lane.
And then Regulus dashed in afterwards, gave him a bit more damage to tell him, hey bro, this is my lane. You know,
show dominance.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't do any damage at all, but here they're basically zoning them off a bit because they're stronger and the pillar can really mess them up.
What do you think, Sven? Do you think the level 3 casual Hecarim gank is gonna pay off on the bot lane?
The ward has to be placed, right?
There's no ward placed at 250, so Hecarim could already be bot lane by now. But Yellowstar doesn't. Yellowstar just knows that the Hecarim is not bot.
Pillar?
It seems it just goes up without wards.
I think the pillar is okay, but it wasn't the perfect pillar.
I guess Fabian didn't know.
Sucks.
Maybe Yellowstar should have told Fabian that he wasn't bot.
Yeah, I mean, because Yellowstar was also 100% dead if Hecarim wanted to go bot there.
Disappointing gank to die too, I think, from Fabian there. He knew he was both sides, most likely, right? You can't gank with a blue off. Yellowstar?
I mean, I don't like the fact that Yellowstar went aggressive there without knowing the Hecarim timing. Nowadays it's at 250, he can be bot, and he goes aggressive without vision in the river. And
so to expand on that,
nice.
That means so to dodge a 250 gank, you need like what, a 230 ward, because you sometimes get stuck pushing a wave. If both AD carry and support do trinkets level 1, they're actually all on cooldown, right?
Yeah, you don't need a ward. You just need to know he can be bot at 250. So don't go into the enemy tower and pillar the Sivir without vision in the river and go for a trade at that point.
So you don't necessarily need wards in your opinion to dodge ganks.
Yeah,
you just need to respect the distance.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he would have saved his pillar and wouldn't go in with that pillar, even if Hecarim comes for the gank, I thought he had exhaust. He should have had exhaust, and that's something I didn't touch on. But he should be able to just pillar the Hecarim and worst case flash out and should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Especially having exhaust. But now, if he has ignite, he was really dead in that when he went aggressive there.
He's just really smart.
Yeah, that too.
I think Yellowstar is trying a bit too hard to pillar, and sometimes he pillars Forgiven, and then he just goes for one attack that gets spell shielded. The Q of Trundle, obviously, and if Lucian dashes in, he will get stunned by Taric. So he has to find a good moment to like pin Sivir into the wall, so he can't walk anywhere, so he can trade himself, and then when Lucian can dash in on a good spot, he can get an angle to he will hit Sivir and not get stunned.
Yeah, so he needs better positioning on timing on the pillars.
Yeah, these pillars are too forced, and they end up with Forgiven just spell shielding the Q of Trundle, and then nothing happens. And
does that make you feel more comfortable when you play against a player that clearly, like, he's following the laning pattern that you should do, like pillar, but he's doing it at the wrong timing, like uncomfortable? Does that give you more confidence in lane then?
Oh yeah, sure.
Or do you just drop your
generally
guards
Seviers don't like to play against Trundle because there's always this is a very heavy for Fnatic bot lane. That's gonna be 2 pots.
Yellowstar should have seen that he had no wave.
The emote. Oh man, bro,
my God.
You are over.
Oh my God, Vander going for the cheeky emote after out trading. Oh,
is that actually a strategy on the highest level?
That hurts.
Yeah. The master emote is the best one.
I don't emote, but
nice line.
I guess Miffy is a positive summary.
So Yellowstar decided to base here actually instead of using his spots. I think it's actually fine. He gets a crystal and a pink ward.
Lucian doesn't lose anything either.
Yeah.
So.
And
so they based no sidestone. Is it worth staying for sidestone Miffy or
no?
Vander goes for a bit of a greedy build here. I think he doesn't get a pink ward or anything. I think having the pink ward is better than having boots, honestly. Maybe on Taric is different.
I disagree, honestly. I think the boots on Taric are pretty strong, and you don't really need that pink ward because you're not going to get ganked by Nidalee, so you're most likely just going to use the pink ward to like make them be scared of a Hecarim gank, which is also not going to kill them, so I would go for boots myself.
Why are you not going to get ganked by Nidalee? Like, people out there might be just like, okay, I get ganked by Nidalees all the time and I die.
Nidalees are more of a farm and poke champ, not really a ganker. Gankers are like Elise. They are the scary gankers, right?
But if say like hypothetically speaking, Spirit does go for ganks here as this Nidalee player,
hold on,
is he doing a mistake then?
Here, yeah, I'll get back to you before, but right now Lucian stacked a big wave and then he based, and then meanwhile he's basing. Yellowstar is being annoying, you know, in the lane. He's just walking around, just laughing a bit, emoting a bit, tanking them a bit, just being annoying, you know.
Now he's gonna freeze the wave and he's gonna also interrupt the base of Forgiven, even if he bases up tower.
This is a good base by Fnatic because they will get minions in the long run. They will get an advantage out of this because there's more minions in the lane and have a freeze while he's basing. Although I have to admit that the base that Lucian buys is not good. I don't think buying boots and the Dirk is good. I think Dirk longsword is way better.
So you would go for raw damage here because Forgiven is going to come back with way more damage on the BF.
Forgiven goes for boots this game. As last game he went for longsword. Also has a pink ward. Very uncharacteristic for Forgiven to buy pink ward. That's in the game.
Do you still freeze or do you just
coaching?
Do you break the freeze once you see enemy bot lane come back?
No, I think he denied the wave now. He denied the wave.
You have a jungle at top side, so I think you just freeze and your own support is basing. So unless you can get dived, you should just freeze and then you get a CS advantage here.
And just one more time for people watching, freeze just means that there's more creeps of the enemy than yours, and the lane like naturally gets frozen in place.
And they will naturally push towards you.
And he basically just denied a wave.
And now he has a
so he again won his lane. So
he's
the better AD.
Better AD.
Yeah. He's ahead of CS.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Oh, level 7 to level 5 channel coming in.
Oh, so
This is not the best situation, but I think this might be bad for H2K both.
Oh, they can win.
Spirit is super. Oh, nice,
No, Spirit
nice
has flash.
jump,
Spirit has flash. Spirit has flash.
I think he can fight this back.
Yeah, Spirit has
I think
flash.
Janko's gonna die. And Odam too, maybe.
Oh, the spear.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Odam is flashing, but he's gonna die anyway, I think. 2K. Oh, nice, poison.
Oh,
So that seems like a very
out.
greedy invade to me.
Yeah, for sure,
I think
for
that
sure.
was. I think that's a classic jungle. I'm behind, so I must go for the enemy red buff now because I'm down 2 levels. So,
And
nice stun
they
lands on
also
Reckless.
use the Shen ult, so...
Oh, the cooling. Nice damage. CV is going in.
God given?
That was a good all-in by Fnatic because, I mean, he has to flash,
Oh.
yeah. Okay.
I think it wasn't that good of all in by Fnatic.
I mean, it was too forced, but it was a good plan for them to all-in when Lucian is 6 and they are both level 5. And what they're doing now is not a good idea.
Yeah, I think they will lose this all in
Yellowstar is dead.
and
Sucks.
Trundle is gonna die here, and that's really bad.
But that's
Lucian has to use
Reckless going
flash,
in,
I
no?
think. No. Yeah, I think initially I didn't see what happened, but Reckless actually got stunned by the Taric, so I assume that he dashed in and then he got stunned
But on
afterwards.
the later part, like this last straight here, it's
Yeah.
Yellowstar dropping.
Kevin, give us a replay, Kevin.
Kevin, let's see it all again with a good lead in time. Before
Yeah.
we get back from Kevin, we can use what's next here for H2K.
Yeah, I mean,
Base and get stronger items, get even more ahead.
they
get
have
a better
a
lead.
1000 gold on the Sivir here, so he's gonna pick up either 2 long swords and a dagger or tier 2 boots, maybe. Yeah, there you go. The tier 2 boots is picked up by.
Real quick for our starting viewers, Kevin's right here, so let's see.
So let's see what happens here. Yeah, dash in, gets done, don't flash it. Half HP already, cooling, exhaust.
Way too forced.
Yeah.
I think bot lane is just forcing way too hard. They're trying to win lane
I think
way too hard.
they had level 6 on Reckless, so they had a good situation to start a fight, you know. But just pillar, and then if you have a good pillar, you can just use the cooling to chunk him really low, and then the other can tank the stun. And here they're just dashing in for. I don't know what's going on here. This is just.
Is this Yellowstar going in too deep after Reckless goes in, or is
Yeah.
this just Reckless forcing too hard?
It's probably a duo thing, honestly.
It doesn't matter. Like even if Yellowstar didn't go in there, Reckless like they were going for an all-in that would never work, and Taric could have e-flashed Yellowstar after and killed him anyway.
Taric
So.
was, I don't know. That was just
both sums still
Yeah,
up here.
they
both
have both,
flashes.
they still have both summers up, so Yellowstar was dead.
I think the first trade they did was actually fine. Where
This is a good filler though, but
Nice
Summer
filler.
has flash.
yeah, now the problem happens that if you die in lane with a good matchup, you're not really having a good matchup in the end. You know, like now that matchup is actually fine for Sivir and Taric.
You were saying should maybe when that stun comes out from Vander, is it worth flashing aggressively?
Well,
No, you can't kill. Worst case scenario, you're trading flash for flash with Vander, and that's not worth it for you as an AD. Because like Hecarim is gonna come with the Shen ult and just run over you afterwards. So I'd say that, yeah, it's not good.
I think how trade should win is that the pillar comes first, and then Reckless can put the W that gives movement speed, and then ult afterwards, and then he'll be able to close the gap of him and the Taric or the Sivir, and then he can auto attack. And then when the stun comes out, you can dash it and dash by sideways
E to
aggressively
dash,
to
yeah.
get more damage done. But dashing into the stun is just gonna lose you the trade, as you saw. Like the boomerang blade, did so much damage, and Forgiven was able to hit the AD carry while Lucian was hitting the Taric, right? So it just doesn't work that way.
This is what we missed actually in the
Oh,
replay.
back to miss this.
Flash came in and
Good
flash.
flash. Reaction flash too, by the way.
Wow,
That was out of vision. That was nice.
That was really good. Yeah.
So the key thing about this matchup, then, if we can boil it down for maybe new reviewers, is that you never dash aggressively and you always save your dash to get out of Taric,
I mean,
unless you have guaranteed kill.
You can dash aggressively, but if you're against something like Taric, you know, that cannot stun you unless you dash into him, then yes. Look, this is a good trade by Reckless because he's hitting him without using dash.
You have to
So
outsmart the Taric.
Oh, this is a good fight by. Oh, Shen ult sucks. Can't do it too, I guess.
Oh, and Hecarim.
Oh.
They got baited in pretty much. So this was good Oscar from Vander, whose name is actually ironically Oscar. But,
Good joke.
nice joke, yeah.
God. H2K is playing good. They're punishing mistakes.
This is where
nothing to take away from them, but
Stash all chat. Can't do it too.
yeah.
From
now
Lucian
it's-
and Trundle here.
now it's going on.
Yeah,
It's going pretty bad.
And
now
they'll
they're
get
gonna first blood
the tower and the purple tower too. And
Jankos!
What? Jankos is so good. Oh my god.
MVP. Mithy, real quick on Taric, what do you max and why?
You max E and then you max W.
What is E?
E is... That's a good question. E is the stun and W is the shield. Why do you max W second? I'm not sure. But that's what
Korea
people
does it.
do. Yeah.
Sven, I was gonna ask, like, you know, for sure some newer viewers on like Max, but yeah, Sivir, Boomerang Max, Lucian Q Max, all the way, all 5 points.
There's only one thing you can do on Lucian. That's let's hold on here. See the so the initial trade actually fine for FNC, right? They
It's
get
a bait though from Vander.
but there's a late Chinold, and also behind them is HK.
Very well played by H2K. They're playing very well.
It's the flash at the right time. Tarek ulti comes in at the right time. Like they kind of suck them in with. Is this a trade where it's almost too good for you? Like if you get this in the game, do you get scared because they're playing so bad that something must be going on?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that was
nice
that was balls.
Balls, yeah.
I would never have done that if I was him. Yeah, I mean the trade was good for Fnatic at first, but there was a hacker behind you and Chinold coming in, and they should probably know that there's Chinold coming. Like Gangplank should say, guys, he has Chinold, so chill bowling, you know, don't fight too much so that you can get Chinolded. So yeah, they lose 2 kills and a tower, 1 to Sivir and 2 to Hacker, I think.
It seems like everyone in Fnatic is just trying to be aggressive and trying to win their lanes, and instead they're just getting punished for it. Jankos is doing a good job at punishing them, but at the same time their lanes are also playing well and not getting punished by the over-aggressiveness of Fnatic, and instead punishing their mistakes. So Fnatic is right now just over-forcing, and it's not working.
Swiftness boots here, Mithy, on Vander's Tarek.
I think they're the best choice because you wanna, like, they're good against the Trundle pillar, and also if you would run Mobis, you would, like, the Trundle pillar would, on top of not having not the tenacity but the slow reduction, you would also lose your half of your movement speed or more because of the pillar. Whereas when you have swiftness boots, you instead not get slowed so much, and it's probably it's just the best choice, I think.
What about CDR boots?
Oh my god,
too slow for you?
What? What? Sorry.
As we watch the tilt come out, CDR boots instead of swiftness. If there's viewers out there willing to play that.
On Tarek, you wanna have as much movement speed as possible, so you can hit the stuns and not get dodged on. So you wanna, like, you even go movement speed on Quints on Tarek most of the time. So swiftness or Mobi boots are the best choice on Tarek, and in this game, it's for sure swiftness. On the other hand, Trundle, if he were to buy boots, if he has money at some point in this game, I would probably go for CDR boots.
As for ADs, it's really simple, and Sivir has only one viable build paths with one variable, and that's if you go Essence Weaver into IH, or if you go Essence Weaver into a seal item, such as the Fan Dancer or the Fire Cannon. Hold on. Oh, nice stun.
A lot of sound effects here.
I think nothing will happen here. Except for a bit
of wanting enemy AD carry.
That's the grasp right there.
Feels bad, man. Yeah, ADs is just... Lucian can build Essence Weaver as well if he wants to, but I think the Yumus build gives him a way better power spike on 1 item. Also on 2 items, the Black Cleaver comes in, so...
You said Zeal items, or like Rapid Fire Karen or
the Phantom Dancer.
Phantom Dancer. What separates them for you?
I think this game, Fire Cannon is good because there's no tanks, whereas the Phantom Dancer gives you more stats, and also the passive is good against melee jumps, such as the... Let's say you're playing Sivir on the other team. Against Hecarim and Shen, you hit so much that the extra AS is actually worth it for you, you know? And the pass is also very good.
So Phantom Dancer, if you have like people aggressing on you.
Times like Caitlyn or Asir, Gangplank took us at the barrels, so I think Fire Cannon is good for Sivir in this game. PD is also obviously fine, you know, you can choose whatever you want. Some people like to go S River into IH straight, no steal items at all. I think that's good against no tanks.
Just for more raw AD?
Yeah, and the bounces do so much damage if you get them off in a team fight against no tanks, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right, guys. That's how you play support.
Yeah.
That's right, guys.
You eventually get some gold if your team is winning, and then you buy Ruby Side Stone.
Proto Belt, I recommend.
Ignar style?
Yeah, Ignar style.
Is Alistar too superior
yes.
support champion?
Even though Fnatic is not actually behind the gold that much, they're so behind in the map right now. It feels like they can't do anything at the moment. They're just being pushed in, and the lanes that were supposed to win are not winning at all.
They have to do something. What's their next move then?
I think they should probably wait for the best power fight they can get. Maybe Yumon's Black Cleaver for Lucian. Cassiopeia has 2 items. I don't know what he builds, but 2 items maybe for him. Gangplank 20 to force. Yumus something try to fight and
force 1 fight and just
late game. I think you honestly just lose. So you have to realize your own win condition too. And I think they're saying right now, okay guys, let's fight on now or let's fight on next break. In let's say it's a Cloud Drake, so we can give it up. So let's play on the 3rd Drake or the Nash fight or something like that. Because if they just wait for late game, Vladimir and Sivir and the combo is better for H2K, so you have to just fight early, even though you're behind a bit.
And do you try to attack the parts of the comp? Because you guys were saying that H2K outcomps Fnatic, like hard in teamfights. Do you try to just make a pick then if you're Fnatic, or just it's just impossible.
I think you can make a pick against the champions they have. They also have Channel, so they're actually just going to make a pick on you instead.
Yeah.
So what they should do is look for their power spikes. Doesn't even matter if they have items or not, and just run down mid or go for whatever item they have and force a fight and just hope for the best, because right now they're outpicked into the mid to late game, so they want to fight now as soon as they have their power spikes.
I think this is also good for H2K. They channeled for no reason here. Gangplank has to ult for the tower if they go for it, so now they're gonna blow 2 TPs in just 20 seconds.
Like, 1 minute here. So this is actually a good moment for Fnatic and coming back. This could set up
Fnatic can make a play somewhere. They can use a GP ult on bot lane to make a play or something, because now Shen has no teleports to help his team. So essentially, Shen without teleports is a bot. He's a tank. He can't do anything else than that, you know. So
don't flash.
Yeah, that's true, but he has to be there first, you know. So I think now they have a window to make a play somewhere in the map if they have pressure anyhow, but I think H2K won't allow them to get picked off that easily, and they have really good chance for escaping too.
Kevin's kind of far up here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think.
Whoa, so good. Dodge the Casio.
Oh, script guys.
When you guys see those plays, you know, from AD carries on Reddit that like show their booty to a Casio ulti, which in essence is always like kind of a
show their booty, guys.
Is that like insane play for you guys, or is it like super standard?
For me, it is.
I mean,
I'm really bad, you know?
An old man like Mitty, yes, it's a good play, but for someone like me, it's just like the daily routine, you know, it just happens. I don't even think about it. Just, my mouse just moves itself almost at that point, you know, so.
So you play with no brain, is what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. Mitty can be the brain, I can be the brawn.
Yeah. There's that character from...
not IL though, I'm not that shredded.
Yeah, not that shredded. Did you watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles whenever you grew up?
Gotcha.
There's that one guy with the baby in his belly, like, or the guy like the Krang or something. That's Mitty then, being your brain. Never saw that.
I'm sorry, bro.
Unlucky.
I think we're letting you down here.
Yeah, unlucky cast.
Nah, but even though the gold is only 200 gold difference, it just...
Spirit. Oh, it worked.
What the?
Okay, that's good. Fnatic. That's really good.
Yeah, they just go mid and end.
Fnatic just went mid and took tower.
So that's what you were looking for.
They actually have a gold lead now. I'm not sure where the gold lead comes from, because they're up in CS here and there, but it's look at the jungle department. There's so much gold difference on Spirit and there's a lot of gold.
Talking about power spikes though,
math is hard on stream, you know.
Spirit had this 2 item. Spirit had this 2 item power spike.
Too hard. Sorry, Mitty.
Sorry. Spirit had this 2 item power spike, so they did play for a power spike. They went mid with those items and caught the Vladimir off.
I think here it's not the power spike coming into hand, it's Vladimir's just trolling.
So he has flash?
He has an obvious W bug and obvious flash bug too.
No, he didn't have W, he used it before. He
should have flashed the pillar maybe.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Flash bug, you guys say?
I think, honestly, you can see the play happen and it's bad and everything, but I think the main mistake is that Xavier is not mid. Xavier should be mid in this game. Vladimir's wave clear is okay, but not really the greatest. Xavier is 2 times better than Vladimir, so you should have Vladimir top and Shen bot to play for Nash, or have Shen top and Vladimir bot lane to play for the Drake.
And I guess that's also because Lucian maybe has more dueling pressure on Xavier bot, so then he can also be mid first.
If Xavier is alone bot side, he can get caught up as Lucian and 1v1, even though he's ahead in items. He's engaged here.
Bulldozer?
Yep. I think Spirit's got played there.
Yeah. They actually timed their CCs well.
Yeah, that was nice by Odam. He waited really good with the taunt there.
And now they're gonna collapse on the mid tower. GP has no ult.
No, just use it, I believe.
Oh, that's a good cooling.
Oh, nice flash by
Odam. Down flash into
and now look at that Taric ult tanking everything. Taric's so good.
So does it make you feel like a very skilled player when you press R there?
Yeah, I get that. You know, every time I play Taric, I got MVP and I didn't do anything. So
go,
it's
guys.
nice, you know.
Yeah.
You just press R, press E here and there, and get some MVPs.
We see a variable here by Reckless that he builds the seal before the Black Cleaver components, and I'm not really a fan of that so much. I think the Black Cleaver is your best power spike, so I think just going for the hammer is better than the seal. Although I have seen a lot of people do this, I'm not a fan of it. And here they're gonna lose 2 mid towers.
It seems like both teams took the go mid, go end approach, and it worked.
I think this is a disaster.
Maybe we should try it too. What do you think, Sven?
Go mid and go end? Never fails for me, honestly. But I think that now without towers in mid lane, they're gonna lose so much on the map. Let's see. Spirit, bro, seriously.
He knows Shen has ult. He knows he has no flash, and he just.
Spirit is trolling.
And GP uses ult to try and help him instead of using ult for the wave now. Yeah.
Lucian uses ult of wave clear, but why wave clear when you can dive?
And Fevin's flash still down from the earlier exchange too.
I think if Fnatic gave up the first tower, they could have defended the second one, but they gave up one more kill in the defense, and then they can't even defend the second tower.
How hard is it to learn what to give up? Because you never want to roll
Very
over and die.
Usually, it's easy to give up something if you get something. If you get 2 towers mid, you can say, okay guys, give up 1 tower mid. But if you don't get anything and you just lose, you don't want to give up anything, and then you end up giving up even more because you want to defend something, and then that's just bad, and it's something you have to learn. But there's a lot in gold, so I mean, although the gold is on people you don't want it to be on, like the Nidalee, they're not too doomed in this game. I think they have a chance still. All the carries are not that far behind in gold at all, so I think there's still hope for this game for Fnatic, but
YellowStar is going for the face of the mountain instead of Locket because he's just wanting like a fast shield, a fast power spike, or whatever he wants. But
Some
in the long run, it's gonna be
or whatever.
very, very horrible because Vladimir is very strong, and having those 15 MR plus the shield is actually a very big deal on a champ against a champ like Vladimir, and not having it is gonna cost him.
Oh, we see a Shen ult here, Hacker mode. Nice slash for Reckless. And they're out.
So Fnatic right now, they can't play...
Team fight. Engage. Nice Gangplank ult. Nice pillar. Good combo by Gangplank too.
That was a really good
combo.
play by
2 kills. Target ult way later. Good by Fnatic.
Hecarim is dead though, so maybe they can even force something.
Yeah, they can go for
the Rush Nash. I think it's Rush Nash. Vladimir will face roll and they will all die. But it's just...
They can force more kills though.
Yeah, it's okay, Eternal has exhaust.
They can start Baron.
I think Vladimir here...
Fnatic should start Baron and force a fight. 3 versus 5.
They can finish it too. It's a bit low already. I think they can finish Nash and maybe run away. Kik is gonna die.
I think it's not the best choice.
Nice secure by Sivir. Oh, guy.
Wolf.
Ha! Wolf! I think Fnatic should have had a more clear-cut plan what they want to do there. Kik is flashed out the other way, and they should either finish it or just flash over the wall, or not finish it and fight. But they were split there and they gave up too many kills, I think.
What goes wrong here for H2K?
H2K is just forcing a fight in a choke point against Trundle, Cassio, GP, and
I think...
Yeah. Is the ulti from Hecarim too early there?
Yeah, definitely. It's too early. She should have waited with it after the flash of Reckless, I think. And then nice pillar into double barrel by Gangplank into the GP ult, and
very late Tariq ult, and Zero was mid lane too. So it wasn't even a 5 versus 5 fight, it was a 4 versus 5.
They should have either all been in the back of the pit and just finish dash and flash over the wall, or fight. They have to choose though. But here Vladimir kills everyone alone, and then the Sivir bounces just hit everyone.
Yeah, but Kikis does get the Forgiven flash, who technically could have flashed in maybe in the pit a little bit earlier.
I think so too. I think Forgiven could have maybe flashed into the pit instead, but overall, yeah, I think it was a fine fight for Fnatic to take there. They could have fought that instead of just bait Nash and tanking it a bit, and then taking the 5v3 fight.
Well, Fnatic now has Baron, so they can pressure the tier 2s and get even they're already ahead in gold, even though they're like in terms of items and everything, they're not really that ahead. But in terms of now having Baron and the minion pressure, they could get some more towers and get even more ahead in gold. So
also they have
I hope they win.
The Nidalee here with the sustain, so they hit towers. Even though there's no lifesteal on the Lucian, they can still get chips on tower every wave.
How hard is it to siege into a bulldozer comp? Because Fnatic's not running any 1-3-1 comp. It's a 4-1 comp, right?
It's really easy to siege, but it's really hard not to get engaged upon by the Hecarim. Because when the ghost is up, which is in 20 seconds or so, he will press ghost, Shen ult on him, and then just run at you. And
the thing is, I think they can fight even against Baron. Yeah,
and there goes the case,
so is this Fnatic being too far up before Gangplank is in position?
I mean, they had no flash and Cassiopeia, so he will just.
But the thing is that even if GP is in position, they really can still just.
They get a mid tower though.
But they can cross maybe perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps they can do that. I think the main issue is that even if Fnatic has Baron, H2K's team comp is just really good at rolling over them. They really don't have the tools to prevent H2K's comp from running over them. So even if
Fnatic split up them, maybe like make their comp into like an impromptu 1-3-1 with because they have Baron buff.
But they didn't have Baron buff.
They can't really split push, but they can put Gangplank somewhere else than with the rest of the team. But they do get back 2 towers here. They get one in the mid lane and one in the top lane. H2K gets 1-2 though.
They are hitting base right now that Vladimir showed up.
If they do get this inhibitor tower, it's actually a good trade for Fnatic to give 2 kills
Spirit
for 3 towers. Yeah,
Spirit is...
Oh, nice barrels by Gangplank.
Yeah.
He was popped.
Big crit.
Oh, the tower is low.
Nice.
Close.
So was it impatient for Fnatic to press that hard bot lane,
or
was it
I think
inevitable?
Fnatic should have thought a bit more about what H2K would do, because there's no flash on Cassiopeia and everyone knows this in the game. So
Cassio is way too far up.
Yeah, Cassio is hitting E's on Hecarim there, and he just gets rolled over by the Hecarim ult, and he gets one shot by Vladimir and Hecarim. And
I think they should have played the bot lane just to buff creeps and let GP get the mid tower instead of them getting the bot tower. So they just buff creeps on the bot side, and Yeah.
It's worth noticing that Gangplank was hitting the tower mid, like literally hitting it with auto attacks while the engage was happening bot lane. Oh,
So
fight
it's
by
overextension.
Fnatic here. Civil popped. And teleport wasted. Sucks.
But they're low. They can get bot tier 2 maybe.
They can get bot
Maybe
tier
they
2
can
and
tank it. It was low HP before.
yeah,
No?
I think it's possible.
Yeah, they're
if the map
tanking,
is
they're
open up with 6 towers to Fnatic, they actually have a way to play this game. They have pressure in silence now.
Is that a counter to like a bulldozer comp? Play very long lanes and keep them pressured, so they kind of have to split up and defend.
The only problem with
Yes.
that is that they don't have strong split pushers. They have like Gangplank and a Cassiopeia, you know, and a Lucian. And
The problem is
you're playing against Shen. I think H2K can probably kill Gangplank 1v1 with Shen ult at this point. So
Let's
It's
jump
hard.
back real quick to some item builds, you know, for people. Nothing too extraordinary here, I imagine. The Lucian going for Phantom Dancer, like
Yeah.
you said, you know, against the bulldozer comp. Mitty, finally that Aegis kicking in. Good for Yellowstar then.
Yeah, good for Yellowstar. A bit late, but if you look back at how things were worked out, him having the face of the mountain maybe helped them win that fight that got them Baron. So
he's going for banner actually, not
it wasn't too bad. I think banner is a good choice against both Shen and Vladimir.
It solves perhaps one of the problems you were raising there, Sven, you know, with
the silent control.
pressing silence.
It's not a bad adaptation, I think, at all. For Reckless, however, one thing that's interesting is his build is that he goes for the component of Lord Dominic's instead of the pickaxe for the Last Whisper. Personally, I prefer Last Whisper. Actually, generally, I don't like to build this item at all in this build. I think Black Cleaver and Last Whisper goes against each other because of the way they work. So I like more of the eye edge here, or maybe...
there is
what
a
about the
lot
healing
of
reduction item?
armor though.
Yeah, there's a lot of armor, I agree with that, but I still don't think that if you want to build Last Whisper, you should just build another build than Black Cleaver, Yumus. I think they kind of contradict each other. Hold on. Vladimir fish bowling. Yeah, guys, look at this.
One thing I wanted to point out, Crepo, is that even though H2K has this Death Ball comp, their silent pressure is normally when you play a Death Ball comp, you wanna just split push them to death, right, and not give them a 5 vs 5 fight. The problem is that their silent game is actually stronger than that of Fnatic because Shen and Vladimir can basically win duels against both Cassio and Gangplank, and that's kind of where the...
And that goes back to Champs, like where you guys actually just said it, you know, Fnatic has a win lane, win game composition if they don't get a big lead.
And
late game.
And they did have 3 counter picks in lane phase, so I think that with better laning and I mean, obviously, if you die level 3 gank in mid as a Cassiopeia to a H2K in Vladimir lane,
and you die 2v2 on bot right after.
Yeah, and die 2v2 on bot lane, you're just getting out lane at this point, and that's just not how you can play a win lane matchup, win lane draft in that case.
Because you wouldn't call this necessarily a drafting loss, right? Because there were clear win conditions for Fnatic.
Yeah, every lane was winning, and they had Nidalee to pressure every lane, so there was...
Maybe you could make the argument that since H2K is better laners, as it seems, or better jungle laners together, you should put the different drafts, as in... If H2K played,
for a team,
if H2K played the win lane, win game draft, then they could have made it executed, and Fnatic could have maybe played more safe and played the teamfight comp. So you can put in these kind of perspectives that one draft is maybe better for the other team because H2K has outlaned FNC in this game.
There's still a 4,000 goal. It doesn't feel like that, you know. That's because exactly what you guys were talking
if you're
about.
in this game, you don't think you have a lead at all, but there's so much more gold on the jungler of Fnatic.
2 towers up too.
Spirit has a 1,700 gold lead here, so yeah, I mean the gold is coming from somewhere, right? Yeah. Also, Gangplank has the bank plank going for him here. 2,000 gold lead over Shen.
If you're Fnatic, you don't feel ahead.
Yeah,
you really
exactly.
don't.
You don't feel ahead.
Mostly because one of your key members, I feel like, to gauge like gold leads is like mids and AD carries.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't feel it on them.
And your mid is 1-4, and your AD carry has like a bad build against full armor. So
yeah, splash up.
That's good too.
Tara Gold waste. I think back out. Don't go too deep now. They wasted the Tara Gold and the Silver ult, so they should back out now and...
Oh no.
and
not get turned.
Yeah, not this. If they can back out, it's fine, but they cannot back out because Gangplank is gonna die now. Oh, nice stun flash by even, but no follow-up. GG.
They don't want
They kill Shen. Coolin doing a lot of damage here. And that's gonna be the end of that fight. I think Fnatic had a really early... they made H2K use the...
key cooldowns.
The Tari Gold and the Sivir Ult, 2 out of 5 key cooldowns for the fighting, and then they should just back out instantly. Like, nice guys, we got the cooldowns, just back out now. And instead they get initiated on by Vladimir, and Vladimir
how hard is it to communicate that? I guess in scrims it's okay, but on stage when everybody's like really amped up, you know, it's a very important game. Does communication slip?
I think you should talk about this kind of stuff before the game starts, like in loading screen, say, okay guys, in team fights, how do we play these team fights out? H2K has a 5 ult comp, whereas we don't really need our ults as much as them. You know, Cassiopeia has high DPS with the Q and the E, and
so you kind of trade ultis in and hope that you
just
can
need to know how to play fights. And let's see here. Stun.
Yellowstar is tanking everything, but he ults and it's good. He doesn't flash. He doesn't do anything.
Here you back out. No, back out.
Now you back out. You go mid and get a priority, and then go for wards.
Lucian dashes in, and Vladimir sees this, and he says, "Okay, ult me, Odamne," and then he presses Ghost, and he just face rolls the entire enemy team.
Is this another similar case of, for example, dashing? The same concept of dashing into that Taric stun in lane? You always need to save your dash to save defensively against bulldozer comps?
It's not a good dash by Reckless there. He got kind of a bit too eager to fight there. After he saw the fight going in their favor at first, he went in, and then Vladimir saw this opportunity to press Ghost. Shenhold comes in, and everyone just bulldozers the enemy team. And
I think the main problem from that fight was that not only did they, like, even though they only went 1-for-0 and it doesn't look so bad, everyone in their team flashed. And that means that now when Hecarim gets his Ghost back up,
which is a quicker cooldown.
Yeah, which is a way quicker cooldown. He's basically going to be able to run through the enemy team and kill everyone.
So maybe Fnatic knowing that should just brute force me here maybe.
Yeah, the big one is Cassiopeia splash.
Yeah, the big one is look, they will most likely go for Cassiopeia, and as Febiven knows that and is running really
go mid
far
right now. HK should go mid right now and push. Meanwhile, Odam and Jankos can zone, and FNC can go top lane and push. Meanwhile,
yeah, but Fnatic going top lane
base race is, however, really bad, I think, because of the Gangplank ult.
H2K will... actually, yeah, because of the GP ult, maybe they win the base race.
But can they trade Baron for base race too? Instead of like base racing, just trade Baron for a push?
You don't want to trade Baron really, because they can just base with the Baron recall and defend the Nexus.
No, I mean Fnatic goes for the Baron while they stifle H2K's push with GP ulti, for example.
Oh, that's fine, but then they're also they're doing that while at the same time going for a 50-50
He could go in here, he's going in.
Yeah,
nice flank by Ryu and Jankos here.
Lucian also has no flash. Yeah.
Bad Reckless, please homie.
It's over.
Disaster fight for Fnatic. They're gonna get rolled over now.
And now they get Baron and Inhib. They can get both, I think.
So, looking back, 20 seconds ago, Fnatic, they should have ran top and traded with GP ulti, or rushed down the Baron earlier, or what?
Maybe. I think there's no decision that is good.
It's hard to make a good call.
What's the least bad decision?
It's hard to say what is best because you can't see it play out. You know, maybe HK can kill the next tower in 1 second with 1 minion. You know, but
on your gut feeling, maybe. I'm just like
Spirit, homie.
Yeah, it's zoning.
Damn, it's.
I feel sorry for Fnatic.
I think they can end. There's very long death timers on Fnatic side.
10 seconds on Trundle.
20 seconds. Trundle is useless.
Great support.
Hey man.
Yeah, I think it's over. Yeah.
It's over?
Oh man, my cast career. It's over like my cast career.
Same. They put me in a secret studio.
I was kind of hyped to see more than 3 games.
4 games at least. Well, H2K played good, so gotta give them that. And yeah, punished every one of Fnatic's misplays and yeah.
But we did learn a couple of the counters to deathball comps, you know, the non-aggressive dashes, for example. Viewers, if they run into deathball comps, they know now not to
not so much drafting in solo queue, however.
I think honestly, even if you don't dash forward, you just get. Yeah, they have like dream picks. H2K has dream picks.
But if this game ends with Fnatic snowballing lane, suddenly it's a bad draft, because like generally when we see 3 losing matchups, it's
H2 what?
But the thing is, their matchups are not that losing. Like Vladimir against Cassio, I don't know about that. I just know that Taric Sivir can equal farm against Trundle Lucian, and you only have to carry at level 6 for the Trundle pillar. Oh, we're gonna see the handshake now between Reckless and Forgiven. Let's see how that's gonna go. I'm really excited for that. Play by play.
That's gonna be it, because we're gonna have to cut this one short, because Mithy, we've been told that we didn't see it. Well, I need the replay, because you and I are gonna be on the PGL later, the post-game lobby. We have to say goodbye to Sven, because they're gonna tell me, the magic voice in my ear is gonna tell me to toss over.
Is it Kevin?
It's another Kevin.
Oh,
there's 2 Kevins.
So many Kevins here.
Those Kevins. But yeah, thank you guys.
See ya, bro.
So much for being here. I'm still waiting on the signal, by the way, so I'm just extending this nice goodbye.
Kevin, come on.
Kevin, come on, give it to me. But what do you think? Deserved?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
You don't wait for 0 and say it's undeserved, you know.
They stomped.
It's your voice, you know.
Maybe
it's your words.
Maybe it's Lockers.
They stomped them every game, so I'm actually a bit afraid for H2K.
I think no, they didn't
I have to
stomp.
cut you off. I got the signal.
Come on, first you ask and then you say cut me off.
That's Kevin's fault. Sven, this is officially the end of your casting career. Me and Mithy, though, we're gonna head over to
There's hope for me.
to join them with I think Shocks, Perks, and Sankux. Thank you so much.
half. Some say in
Which
jest,
I enjoyed.
Which I enjoyed.
Look, regardless of the intentions behind it, it adds
Creates
something.
hype.
It adds some spice and some flavor.
Yes.
Two of the most talked about
I hate you, Trevor.
European AD carries.
Leave for next time.
Yeah, I know that, but Reddit knows you secretly love me. Two of the most hyped, talked about European AD carries. Forgiven is now in the semi-finals of a European LCS.
Given won a best-of series in playoffs.
Playoffs.
Hey!
I mean, it is a changing of the guard. This is the single worst year in the LCS for Fnatic as an organization. Fisher, you were talking about it earlier today. We've alluded to the problems the whole team has had, and now officially it is their lowest placement in playoffs. In the 4 years the LCS has been running, and their most disappointing year all year long.
And what it means, effect on Worlds, Fnatic have to run the gauntlet, I believe, now to try and get through.
They do.
And it means that G2 have secured a spot at Worlds, either by winning the split or having the most championship points.
And remember, because we don't have a first seed here in Europe, technically being second or first give you the same,
Hey, look
you get
at
a
this way.
second seed.
Regardless of that, it's partially G2's fault anyway.
It is G2's
Mostly
fault, so that's
G2's
why
fault.
they get a second seed no matter what
regardless of the seed they take to the World Championship, whatever boat they land on, they built it with their own hands.
We are waiting for the SKT RNG group with G2 in it.
I need to bring us back on topic here, gentlemen, because regardless of all these other stories, H2K, for the first time ever, have looked as good as they were hyped up to be in a best-of series.
When we actually didn't hype them. We finally didn't hype H2K because they've obviously had so many issues during the split, and now they show up big time. It's great to see.
They really did. So, gentlemen, the interview is ready. H2K are in the semi-finals, and Pyrotechnic is on stage with Jankos and Ryu.
Ryu! Oh, come on, Pyra.
3-0 on the day, and you guys made it look easy. Everything went right. Pick and ban, prepping and all. I mean, I just got to ask you, let's start with you, Jankos. Were you expecting that result?
Well, I think I actually did not expect that result. I knew that Daylor is out of Fnatic, but I didn't know that their pick and ban would decrease so much, their level of pick and bans. I think that we prepared well for this match, and we are very sure of our capabilities of the players. We felt like we have kind of better players, so it went smooth, I would say, yes.
It certainly did. Pound for pound, you guys both particularly stepped up. And in pick and ban, it seems so much better, especially over Fnatic. Ryu, I want to ask you, I know you're a big part of the team's communication. In that pick and ban phase, how much impact do you have? How much is it Prolly? I just want to know a little bit more about how it works.
Well, I just say what I want to do and what I want to pick or something. And then, so luckily, our team is listening well, so.
It certainly did, and your Vladimir was huge. Why do you think that was such a strong pick, particularly against Fnatic?
I mean, I really didn't want to play Blood. Well, I have so many champions to play. I don't know. I just picked.
Well, you certainly picked well. I mean, it stepped up big, and I'm glad that even when you're on something you didn't really like, you were able to really come up big. So, back over to you, Jankos. We're going to get to play in Poland. You guys are going to get to go to Krakow. You've been to a couple of events there in your time, but how about now? What are you excited? How are you feeling to go to Krakow?
I don't really want to show it, but I'm actually really excited because that will be the first time I will be able to play in front of my home crowd. So, see you guys there, I hope you'll cheer for us, and we'll try our best.
Looking forward to it. Last question to you, Ryu. Going to face off against Splice up next. How do you feel going up against that team?
I think they are a good team, and it's going to be a really good game and a decent match, I think.
Oh, I think so too, especially if you guys play like you played today. Congratulations once again on your 3-0 victory, shutting out Fnatic, and we will see you both in Poland. For now, though, we are going to go ahead and send it over to the analyst desk to take over for post-game lobby.
Thank you so much, and welcome to this quarterfinal edition of the post-game lobby, where I'm joined by a stacked desk. Krepo, Perks, Mithy, and Senkax. So welcome everybody from the bottom lane stream. Not too exhausted, I hope.
3 challengers and Mithy. I'm good, I'm good.
3 challengers.
Is Crepo challenger?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you were laughing there. You were like standing there like quiet, you know, smiling.
If I'm not asked.
Yeah, you're not challenger either.
I'm boosted master player right now. Unlucky. Back to the desk.
Back to the desk, and first off,
support
congratulations for you, Mithy, and for Perks. You guys made it to Worlds on championship points
Really?
because
Yeah,
of
we're
H2K
right. We're
winning.
so good.
Nice one in that. We're going to talk a bit more about the championship points and the possible gauntlet configurations later. First up, H2K. Unbelievable performance here. Just what was your biggest takeaway? We didn't get to hear too much of the bottom lane stream, but about H2K's like mastery in this series.
I think they did a good job on game 1 of forcing mistakes. Janko's first blood king, and then they did a good job at being consistent in lanes and punishing the enemy's mistakes, and then just doing a pretty good snowball where they didn't make mistakes and just choked Fnatic out of their own game slowly, and just came out with very smooth, clean wins. So
Your co-caster
I would
said that very well.
I would be shitting my pants if I was Senkux, you know.
He actually kept
Fantastic analysis, and then he throws.
He kept it really kosher on the desk. So he has a couple of swears left in his bucket before we have to kick him off the podcast.
Well,
it was super entertaining and educational to sit with Sven and Mithy there on the stream. We basically agreed on game 1 that it was a bit of a draft error from Fnatic. Game 2, winnable draft. Game 3, winnable draft, but it was like win lane, win game, or bust. In a lot of the matchups, and it didn't happen. They were forcing way too hard in game 3. Like Febiven dying to a level 3 gank. I don't know, Senkix, what your opinion on that was, but probably not the best.
I don't know. It was a bit weird for me that he stood to bot side, and I think his flash was really a bit questionable as well.
We didn't even see his flash on our side,
but he flashes like basically like on top of the Hecarim instead of a bit more top side, where he can actually run up, and the Hecarim can just run into tower and knock him back.
Out, yeah.
So that flash was not the greatest, and then I think the game kind of snowballed.
This was beautiful for me. Like this setup, like it was also a trade where Fnatic bot lane was kind of baited into going ham, and then turns out that the enemy jungler and top laner show up, and suddenly.
Why do I see a pony in every replay? Is he getting MVP?
Well, our series MVP is Jankos. There.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
Nice throw.
Wow. No, I tried.
Jankos
with the power of vodka.
He wasn't cheating.
Because on bot lane stream he was cheating. Because on bot lane stream we have 2 game clients where they're in game 6 seconds ahead of time, and Mithy was predicting everything. Big fans.
I'm just that good of a caster.
Perks was actually we were discussing who would be the MVP, and before this game it
Vander.
was Odoamne, Vander, Jankos, but after the last game and everything tallied together, Perks, Jankos is scary.
It was an obvious one that Jankos has XD'd and won the game, yeah. He's insane. I don't know what to say.
Well, we can see the
beautiful.
football shirt switcheroo here. Reckless and Forgiven is changing
Wow.
shirts. And after everything that has happened on social media, that's... I mean, we don't know what they're saying. They could be swearing there. But
That's
probably
respectable
are.
Bender right here.
Probably
That's
are.
respectable.
This is nice.
I think that's a good finish.
The 2 best AD carries in Europe on the stream.
I'm happy that at least it doesn't go further, and they just like kind of end it here and make it be more of a banter situation instead of just like making this kind of a toxic thing between EU players. It's just we just like to banter around, and that's it.
Speaking out on toxic.
See, he's so PR, I don't know. If you're off the stream, he wouldn't say that.
What's your guys' take on banter for pro players? Do you think it's I personally think I like it a lot, and I think sometimes fans get a bit too upset about some things that are said, although this iteration was getting near the border.
I think it really depends. Like sometimes it can go really over the line. Like some people take it too personal, and then they go into personal stuff instead of just in-game stuff. But I think in general, like this banner was pretty much just like funny all the way, and it made a lot of hype. So I think it was fun.
I think we have some B-roll of what Forgiven did after the match, though, and I don't mean to start the
hate train. Just show the roll.
No, not the hate train. We're just gonna take a look at it because he did have a little move there at the end as he was shaking the hands of his fans. Odo.
Beautiful.
Oh, Forgiven cam.
Give it, yeah. Forgiven
Just wait for it. Wait for it.
I mean, that could mean anything, right? That could mean anything. But I think it's indeed nice conclusion kind of that they're talking to each other.
I would do it too, because that's the last time you can do it, because next week it's probably...
it's going to be me going there.
It's going to be Senkuk's walk-up.
Senkuk's to throw you that question that Mithy said beforehand in a slightly different language. How are you going into that matchup versus H2K after seeing how they dominated Fnatic?
Not any different. I think Fnatic was playing pretty sloppy the whole series, and I think H2K did well in punishing their mistakes, but there were so many mistakes from Fnatic that I don't know. I think if you didn't do it, then you shouldn't be in the final. So like H2K played well. I'm not saying they played bad, but I don't think it's like an overwhelming performance from them.
We'll get to predictions in a bit when we take a look at the bracket, but we do have to close out talking about Fnatic as well. Quickshot mentioned at the end of the cast, this is a disappointing 2016 season for Fnatic, so he doesn't, with that, see them going anywhere further. Do you think Fnatic, with more time, can get it together in time for Gauntlet and make it to Worlds? Of course, there's other options there as well. Or do you see something that's completely broken down at this point, Missy?
I passed.
Bail out, okay.
Yeah. You plead the fifth.
Yeah, okay.
I think I can answer that.
I need to answer. If we go Gauntlet, they're doomed.
Oh, but that means you have no faith of winning Krakow.
I said if we.
I mean, it's understandable. It's
Actually,
understandable.
okay.
I mean,
We are not going to go Gauntlet.
Look at who's on the other end of the bracket.
Yeah, it's unicorns. They're winning the finals.
Crepo?
I think it's unlikely. However, we're going to see a lot of information given. The 6-15 is still somewhat in development, and the better teams still have to play. So, like, Fnatic, they had some drafting issues. They can really carbon copy what's going on in finals. And then, like, there were some clear issues in this game, like dashing forward into a Taric stun, not dashing away from what Mithy and Sven call a bulldozer composition, you know, on AD carry. Like, 3 winning lanes and not synergizing with your jungler. There were so many clear mistakes that, yes, you can fix them in 3 weeks. The problem is, are these other teams going to progress past you? And also, Gauntlet is like the last chance, you know. That's where you really test the mental fortitude. So, in theory, yes, thinking back, is it likely? Probably not. At this point, there's a good chance that H2K or maybe even Unicorns get the 3rd seed for Worlds.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at the championship points production if we can right ahead, because I think this is a very interesting discussion. We'll get that in a second, because as we bring up the championship points, G2 is already qualified for World on points, but if you win the split, if you win the split, that means that possibly the 2nd highest point still goes. So if H2K get...
But they won't win the split. We all know that.
Who? G2 won't win the split?
No, of course not.
All right. But it does mean that other teams who are chasing could still get their own championship points, and this is now mostly H2K, definitely.
Well, H2K has to get 3rd.
Yes.
If Spice gets 2nd, and if in case we win this, I mean...
H2K can get 4th too, and they can still get it.
No.
If Spice is 2nd and we win the split, H2K has to be 3rd to go to Worlds.
Like, if they get 4th, the final is useless in comparison to Worlds. So
going back to the Fnatic Gauntlet thing, if they do go Gauntlet, I mean, they are going Gauntlet, right?
Yes.
But they're gonna go Gauntlet against against 2 of the other teams in the semifinals, right? Or in the quarterfinals. They're gonna go Gauntlet against UL for
Unicorns,
sure.
Giants
for now.
Yeah.
Giants and one
G2 is qualified.
Spice or H2K.
Spice,
Yeah.
H2K.
Spice or H2K.
Yeah. So I think
they'll have to run the Gauntlet
really
regardless against both teams.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that the matchups they're gonna have in the Gauntlet are not gonna be easy at all for them, and I really think, just looking at how it's playing out, it's probably going to be a hard thing for them to make it to Worlds.
So basically you agree if what Quickshot says, disappointing 2016 season, don't see them going anywhere.
Yeah.
Sankux, you said there's a chance, you know, if H2K finishes 3rd place, then in terms of championship points, or doesn't finish, then the final is useless.
Yeah,
however,
useless.
No. However, I just want to remind you that Sven really doesn't want confetti in his face this year. He's
I'm one here.
Yes.
How does it feel to get confetti in your face?
You know, this will be the 4th time I go to the finals if I do win. So it's been 3 times that I played the finals and 3 times that I finished 2nd place. So I kind of don't want 2nd place again.
Yeah, I actually feel sorry for them because they played 3 finals and I haven't won, and I played 1 and I won. So
yeah,
so this time I will try hard just for them.
Yeah, because it's hard to lose MSI finals if you don't even get out of groups, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, indeed. Let's take a look at the bracket. We've talked a lot about it, but let's see it in writing now that we have the official results in today of H2K. So Unicorns of Love versus G2, and then H2K versus Splice. I mean, I would not be able to call it H2K for Splice, to be honest. Obviously,
I would. Splice.
Splice?
3-1.
Splice 3-1?
Yeah.
One game,
I mean, Sankux can int 1 game on a bad matchup.
I think it's going to be close, remember.
I think it's going to be 3-2 for either team.
Yeah. That's such a lame prediction.
Yeah.
You don't make those predictions.
I'm just joking.
Guys, I think it's going to be a good game filled with...
No, but seriously, I had not seen H2K play until today, and they kind of showed me that they played better than I would have expected. So I'm a bit afraid for my Danish boys.
I also feel like they didn't really get exploited in any way in drafts. Like the first 2 drafts was pretty similar, and I feel like H2K won all drafts today, and that's not gonna happen versus amazing.
I think
draft
probably
Yamato
versus Yamato is gonna be insane matchup.
Actually, that's matchup of the week. That's probably versus Yamato.
I think after Champions Select you should just dodge and then write, you should just write like numbers 1-0 probably. Then after 5 games of drafts, so you decide the winner and that's it.
It's Pig Band Simulator. They're actually pro Pig Band Simulator.
I mean, in the end, Nico de Pico, it was only kind of his first big assignment here. Do you think that it's just also that the players are not on the same kind of wavelength with him yet, or what could be an issue here?
It's not only to criticize the coach. The players have a very, very, very big part on the to do on the draft. The coach usually comes up with like an idea, a suggestion, and then it's more the players together with the coach that tones it. Basically tones the draft to
for every
everyone.
team, you would say in Europe, or
it should be
for every team, but it's,
like the Daner should know the best what matchup is good, right? So, like even though the coach has a saying, he maybe mention out. I don't know how you guys do it, of course, but mention out 2-3 champions, and then you can make a baseline here. No, this champion is not good because of this champ, and then you put it down. And like if you're a player, you're not gonna take a really bad champ. If you think it's really bad in this scenario, you're not gonna say, okay, pick mid. Yeah, that would be really, really weird to me.
Also, we have to keep in mind that Nico, personality-wise, is the opposite of Daler, who was. I don't know how Daler did his draft, but he was very, like, he seemingly was totalitarian. So Fnatic right now as a team probably wants even more input in their draft. So, like, I think these drafts are very player-focused. The fact that Spirit is, like, insta-locking Nidalee on first rotation twice, and then but that's fine.
I'm last picking it too.
Those comps, like, it works.
Counter-pick Nidalee.
it works if you play towards their strengths. But Fnatic, they were playing kind of, like, very individual on every lane. And I think that's the biggest problem for them.
So
because they had 2 winnable drafts. Like game 2 and 3, they could easily win that game based on draft. Game 1 was a bit unlucky.
Is it no Daler, no win? Is that what you're saying?
Stats back it up. I mean, Cass, you know, I just look at the stats. I give you the stats.
Not just stats, guys.
I mean, besides from the pick and ban influence, you mentioned just Daler's influence. Aside from the actual in-game points on the team in general, the minute he stepped out, we saw Reckless going off on Twitter. We saw. I mean, it's just an open discussion point, right? Maybe there is some kind of "it's our time" feeling.
The puppies ran loose. And then, but I think no coach coming in here can fix. Like when a coach leaves the team, there's growing issues that have been building up longer. Regardless whether that's the coach's fault, the player fault, a mismatch in personalities, that doesn't really matter. The thing is, there were issues that were so severe that somebody left the organization right before playoffs.
Yeah.
To then assume that playoffs are going to go well is a very bold stretch.
Hey, Kiki's left the Unicorns of Love before playoffs, I believe, and then.
Then
now they're out
G2
yeah.
to win.
No, never mind.
To win
that point
series,
went nowhere.
Not to win Challenger Series and win the split.
Win Challenger Series?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure I won that Challenger Series, by the way.
Which one are you talking about,
Dignitas EU. Dignitas EU. Actually,
you guys are lucky because
the first one was unlucky. Unlucky first one.
Origin was too good?
Origin is just unbeatable. I don't know what to do against this team.
I mean, we did 2 Dignitas EU in week 5.
Yeah, but then you lose to Mouse.
Okay.
Nice play.
Hey, we're in the LCS now, so we're thinking about Worlds, and let's take a look at possible opponents for you guys, the teams that have already qualified. In LPL, it's EDG and Royal Never Give Up. Then LCK's Rocks Tigers. The EULCS's G2 Esports is what we have so far. So, Mithy, possible opponents, what do you think?
Looking forward to play against Rocks Tigers.
Final.
Yeah, that would be nice too.
Or in the first game.
I have a good relationship with Gorilla, so I want to.
Yeah, they're best buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to beat him up.
Yeah. Mithy was saying how he looks for his item builds in LCK, so instead of doing it on like pro builds, you can actually just press tab, because Gorilla will be ahead of you at every point in the game anyways. And then you can just copy his build.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he wins LCK final, so he gets like some taste of winning before meeting me, you know.
And Wolf from SKT, who said that now, they're so angry that they're going to win the whole thing as well. But Perks has always said that there's a chance. I mean, there's always a chance, but that you guys could win Worlds, so.
I said you can win Worlds. There's always a chance that you can win Worlds.
But is this like a flaky, like, there's always a chance?
No. There is an actual reality chance that we can win Worlds.
It's not.
That's what I think. That's what I believe.
He hasn't played internationally yet, like in a tournament where you could play against some Koreans and they.
Well, he has. Yeah. How that went.
Oh, just pretending MSI never happened.
Koreans are just too good, so I don't know what to do.
I mean,
we can't win Worlds. Sorry, EU sucks.
MSI, I guess it felt like possible to beat them when you play the group stage, because they're really trolling in group stage. But then when you actually play the real matches against the Koreans and they figure you out, like you don't even understand what's going on, then it kind of becomes a problem.
You think they can figure me out? I have 20 champs in the pocket.
Figure me out.
I mean, that's the hard counter, right? If he doesn't know what he's doing himself, nobody's
exactly.
I do think there's a better hope each year. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Like 2 years ago, I think when you look at top EU teams and top Korean teams and the players, even itself on the teams, like for example, comparing Samsung to Alliance or Fnatic in 2014, there was like literally 0% chance that this team could ever beat those just based on individual performances. But right now in 2016, there is like a lot of players on Western teams, even like on TSM or like European players who are like equally as good as Korean players. There is like it's like Korean teams are very good. They're smart and they don't do that many mistakes. But the player level individually is like around equal, because 2 years ago it was like you're here, Korea here, you know.
Do I hear the gap is closing? Is that what I'm hearing here right now?
Yeah, the gap is closing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure.
It's been closing for a while, and everyone keeps teaming about it. But
I know one Korean analyst.
It's really close now.
It really is closing, you know.
It's gonna be one Korean analyst that is extremely triggered right now. The gap is closing, but the game.
What's up, Mati?
Hey, Mati. The game is also more going towards team play, though. That's like seemingly individual performances can't be judged, because like the biggest thing about the Koreans is like they play just to not lose, and then they know when they group up they will outplay you anyway. So yeah, in theory there's a chance, but
Splice is a great playing team, right?
Yeah, we only win on macro, so that's good.
Yeah, they're all so bad individually.
Yeah.
The play versus Sang.
We can only win on macro.
Play versus Sang. Holy shit, free lane.
We survive lane, play for late game. Play for late game. We
guys, play for macro.
This is also first I thought he was serious, but are you not happy with that people say that perception about that? The way he plays?
I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like everyone got the top 3 on the EU All Pros. I was the only one on the bronze team, so I'm crying a bit in the house.
Bro, look at me on the highway. I'm second pro team. Knight is first. So.
Yeah, but you're not alone there. It's actually no, Expect is not there.
No.
You're actually alone there as well, bro.
Yeah, I'm with 3 of your teammates, so I think I lost. So.
Yeah.
Anything else on this topic, or can we move on?
I mean, he's like Senkus is developing into a hard carry more now for going to macro style. I've had like level 3 roams, level 5 roams with Talia bot.
My solo queue Talia is insane, guys. Be careful bot lane. You really be careful here.
I can.
Well, confirm.
Yeah. I can confirm.
Well, maybe we'll see that next week as the EULCS Summer Playoffs will continue. H2K's win to date means they will play against Splice in the semifinals. That match will go ahead at the regularly scheduled time. That is Saturday at 5 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And then on Sunday, we will see the Unicorns of Love going up against G2 Esports. No, I'll ask predictions next week. Any final words about these matchups? It's not far away. It's only 3-4 days.
Just a big thank you to all these hard practicing pros shutting their scrims off slightly early to join the broadcast.
Yeah, no problem.
Today was nice scrims versus Splice. So.
Yeah, it was really.
It was a free win.
Played against our Danish Wonder Boys.
We're just lucky to be second, you know. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with being lucky here.
No, I want to reiterate that. Thank you guys for short notice coming here and joining the desk, especially after your dramatic experience on Sunday, Perks. Is there anything you guys? We're all gonna watch the VODs because apparently it was insanely interesting and funny. Is there any banter that you can tell us about?
From botlane stream? Yeah, my producer is telling me right now, make sure you thank Sven. I was going to do that. I have manners. But yes.
But you can say that now, and I mean...
Totally, of course you can.
I turned into stream to hear nice flash XD.
there was a couple of nice flashes.
And fuck man, I can't believe they're actually doing this.
also, this guy has no mouse, I think.
Yeah, that's the classic, yeah.
That's one, no mouse. There was no unluckies, surprisingly.
A lot of XD.
There was some flash bugs. No mouse apparently. If you have a mouse, you can't get hit by a spear.
For sure.
So if Sven ever gets hit by a spear,
his mouse disconnect. Pause.
We have to pause the game apparently. But it was very fun. It was educational. We found out what to max and what to build on some champions, and then there was a lot of impromptu play-by-play team fighting by Sven too.
Actually, Sven is insane caster. I heard it for a second, and I can see the future. The future is there.
So in short, something we should do again sometime. You enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm lobbying for a potential mid lane stream one time with these two.
But I think for mid lane stream, we have to wait for Assassin's patch and something fun, because right now it's a
wave
clear. Let's get some more creeps and let's roam a bit. In test 1v1, guys. Take care for the trading.
5v5 rule. 5v5 rule right now.
Well, I think top lane would be interesting.
Actually, yes,
I know nothing about top lane.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I mean, someone knows something about top lane.
I'm a multi-role talent, so I can do it.
All right. Well, we'll get you for all of them then. Okay. Well, good stuff over here. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Congratulations. Well, you were already all qualified. Congratulations on being here. And we'll see you in the semifinals and in Krakow. And we hope that you guys have enjoyed the EULCS Summer Split quarterfinals goodness, and that you can join us as the semis kick off on Saturday. Krakow is just around the corner. Good night.
Woo!
We're going to bring you all the action in this best of 5 between Fnatic and H2K. First Blood King looking for more. Kickus already flashed away. Flash forward by Jankos. Tower, he's tagging Odo. Jankos does it. Fnatic are in retreat. Forgiven flashes forward. Nobody's died just yet, but the Proto Belt sends yellow. Reckless Kickus, one after the other. Back to the fountain. H2K pick up a commanding Game 1 win in this quarterfinal.
I go Graves.
I'm around.
Graves no stun, no flash. I can still loot, I still can push. I start from you, Ryu, I start from you. Keep going. Nice.
But they have a speech, I want a speech too.
Okay, I got the speech from a friend. So every moment in our life, every single waking practice hour has led up to this moment. There's no room for emotion, only room for victory!
I'm crying!
Jankos is going mid.
Oh, take a look at this devastating charge. Jankos gets him! Delivers Revenant! He does it again!
Okay, I will take now. Need down.
H2K take down the Nexus turrets. H2K take down the champions of Europe.
I'm actually excited because that is the first time I will be able to play in front of my home crowd.
And H2K advance to the semi-finals.
H2K!